is needed. I am Deepak Kumar and I am Assistant Professor in the Department of Soil and Water Conservation Engineering. As far as my education is concerned, I am MTech from IIT Kharagpur, basically PhD from IIT Delhi and postdoc from IIT Delhi. And then I have joined this institute. Throughout my academic career, I have worked on water resources. And I will tell you something about the hydroponic system. I came to know that most of you are from biology background, isn't it? So I will keep the lecture very simple so that it will be and you can understand it. Okay. So first of all, since my topic is hydroponics, first of all we have to understand that why we need soil. If we want to grow crops, plants, if we want to spread the forest, why we need soil? So soil is basically needed for three purposes. One is for water. Water will be taken by the plant. Nutrition will be taken by the plant. And another very important reason, that is the structural support. Isn't it? Structural support is needed. If a neem tree is standing, certainly the roots is holded by the soil somehow. If the soil will not be there, then this neem tree cannot stand. Although it can get water, it can get nutrition. So the main purpose of soil here is to get the structural support for the plant. So what will happen if we will remove this third point, a structural support? A structural support. Tree will fall. Or can we grow the tree, or can we grow the crops without the help of this structural support? So somehow in our daily life we used to have this type of things, isn't it? Money plant we all keep in our homes, and we doesn't put soil there. It is from my home only, and so it is a small beaker. I have put some water and I have put a plant, and it is growing somewhere. So it means that without the structural support which is given by the soil itself, if the nutrition and water somehow will be given to the plant, it can grow. It can grow, and that is the hydroponic system. So what is hydroponics? Hydroponics is a method of growing plants without soil. You doesn't need soil. Using mineral nutrition solution dissolved in water. So you have to provide some nutrition in the solution itself. Certainly, when we think about the hydroponics, we cannot think about the neem tree. We cannot grow neem tree in hydroponics because the length, the height of the neem tree, it may be 6 or 7 meters. That structural support cannot be provided by the hydroponic system. So hydroponic systems are basically for those plants, crops, whatever may be, whose height is less than 1 meter, 1 or 2 meter, not more than that. So now we can give some examples. For example, tomato we can use in hydroponic systems. Potato we can use. We can grow in hydroponics. So those crops and the dense, for example, wheat, we cannot take wheat from hydroponics too efficiently because it is very dense crop. So it has also some of the limitations we will talk about. Okay. Now when we talk about the hydroponic system, what is the basic requirement of those? So we need some type of tank. In that tank there must be water. If the plant will sustain, certainly the root should get the nutrition and the moisture, whatever may be. One more thing which is needed by the root, that is the aeration, isn't it? So these factors somehow if we will able to control aeration, nutrition and water, somehow if we will able to control by using some mechanism, then it can be said that we have automated the hydroponic system. Otherwise, we can also use it somehow like a layman, which cannot be used for production. So, as far as the hydroponic systems are concerned, there may be different type of hydroponic systems. Some of the examples are here. Wick system. So, what is this wick? Exactly, a cloth, something like cloth. So, these cloths, this is a tank which is filled with water. This is the supporting media and there are some roots. And so, this wicks, we are providing the moisture. How the moisture will penetrate? By capillary action, isn't it? So, in wick system, we give the water by using the wick system. On Amazon, if you will order some of the hydroponic systems, some plants, they will use this wick system. They will provide this at home level, wick system. But commercially, it cannot be too much viable because we cannot control the movement of water in capillary system very efficiently. Although it is one of the good method, but it cannot be automated too much. Another is drip system. So, we know drip irrigation and drop by drop irrigation. Similarly, there is a tank. We have to pump the water. From that, the drop by drop, the water will go on the roots, and the remaining amount of water it will come here. When I am telling water, that means it is mixed with nutrition also. Now, what is this ebb and flow system? In this, what happens that we have to maintain some amount of some depth of water with the root, and there must be a continuous flow of water. In these two systems, there is not continuous flow of water, isn't it? In this system, there is continuous flow of nutrition and water, and we are using a pump here. What happens in deep water cultivation? We are simply using a aeration bubble mechanism, and the rest is almost same. What happened in this systems? This is a NET system. We are inclining so that the flow will get maintained, isn't it? And simply there is one more. I am not able to see what is this. Aeroponic system. Okay. Now, if we want to use the hydroponic systems, what are the parameters we need to adjust, isn't it? For the growth, for the proper growth of the plant, we need to monitor the nutrition. We need to monitor the pH of the water. We need to monitor the temperature. We need to monitor the humidity, light intensity, and dissolved oxygen. Why we want to monitor these things?
Because these are the factors which will
impact the growth of the plant. These are the systems will impact the growth of the plant. The yield of the crop or the plant will directly related to this thing. For example, let us suppose somehow we will not able to maintain the dissolved oxygen. What will happen?
Sir, there might be chances the root won't survive because of they won't be able to respire properly.
Respire properly. For respiration, the dissolved oxygen is very important, isn't it? So, in aquatic system, what should be the DO level? It is up to 5 ppm. 5 ppm. 5 ppm is important. For us, how much ppm? For example, if we want to drink water, how much ppm is important for dissolved oxygen? Kitna chahiye? How much DO is important for us? Exactly. We are using water. We are using air. That's why we do not need too much dissolved oxygen. So, if the dissolved oxygen is 1 ppm or 2 ppm, that is sufficient for us, isn't it? EC, electrical conductivity, yeah. Electrical conductivity is important, and that will come into nutrition concentration. Because we will give some nitrate form of thing, and that will be monitored by this nutrition concentration. Okay. Now, certainly we have some control parameters. So, control parameters are what? Nutrition, temperature, DO, and many parameters, light intensity. How it can be done? So, it can be done to control it. Certainly, we need some sensors. Sensors. We use some edge devices, cloud-based classification system. We will talk a little about this portion. So, I am here for talking about this portion, isn't it? How we can control the real-time system in hydroponic, isn't it? So, we will talk about the algorithm which control it. So, basically IoT in hydroponics can automate tasks like watering, nutrition dosing, lighting, etc. Okay. So, this is one of the simple example which correlate the hydroponics with AI and artificial intelligence. So, what happens here, what we are seeing in the picture? So, we have a hydroponic system here. And what is this? Water tank. So, from water tank, what will happen? We have to take water and we have to supply here, isn't it? So, this is the movement of water and nutrition. From here, we can control the movement of water and nutrition. Certainly, we will have some in figure. It is not shown, but there is some mechanism for the lighting also, so that light intensity should change also. So, in this picture, we can see that there is a pH sensor, there is a water control system here, level sensor, what should be the level of water, and these three parameters, that is pH sensor, level sensor, and water which can come from this tank, it is monitored by an automated system. In that automated system, there are a lot of things. For example, Arduino is available in the market, and it is very easily, if you know programming, you can take the Arduino, you can program, and you can do it on the lab scale. So, this is the example at the lab scale only. Now, to give command that how much water should come into this system, how we should control this pH, there must be some programming. For example, let us suppose if the pH is trying to increase from 8.5 and we want to maintain 8.5, there must be some programming for that. If the water is coming more than the pH, if the pH is more than 8.5, somehow we have to control the movement of water somehow. So, we have to program something else here. Automated system, we have to give some command to these two systems. And for giving the command, we need what we need? We need programming and we need machine learning algorithms. Why we need machine learning algorithms? Because machine learning will take the automated decision. What is the automated decision? कि पानी का मूवमेंट बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहा है, now you have to control it. या पानी का फ्लो लेट अस सपोज 3 लीटर पर सेकेंड था, उसको कम करके कितना करना है? 1.5 करना है. So, some decision need to be taken by the sensors. Those decisions will be monitored by this machine learning algorithm. Have you got it? Machine learning algorithm. Okay, ये deformed हो गया completely, है कि नहीं? तो what is machine learning algorithm basically? And what is machine learning algorithm? So, we can understand it from this process. Let us suppose if I have to given, let us suppose I have given 4 figures and I have to identify that which figure contain weight, So, and I don't know what is weight. So, certainly I will be given lot of pictures, and from lot of pictures some master will be there who will tell me that this is the picture of weight. Sometimes the width crop will be small, sometimes the leaf will be greater. Anyhow, we will I will be given lot of pictures. From those lot of pictures, I will understand, I will learn that what is the actual width. The same thing is done by the machine also. You give some data to them, and you give some time or you give some programming so that it can learn from those, है ना, then it become the machine learning. Okay. So what happens in machine learning? Machine learning is generally performed by three processes. One is training, testing and prediction. Training, testing and prediction. ये हमारे क्लास में भी होता है कि नहीं होता है ना? When we take admission, when we go in the class, first of all teacher किसी सब्जेक्ट के बारे में पढ़ाता है, so it is training us. He is training us, है ना? He gives many examples. He take the test. When he trained us, he tried to test us. Test में क्या होता है? He gives some, है ना, some questions. And if the marks, if we get good marks, इसका मतलब क्या हुआ कि हम लोग सीखे. We have learned. अगर नहीं कम मार्क्स आए, that means we do not have learned. Similarly, if we have trained some system and then we have given some data for testing, and in testing, if the R square value, are you understanding R square value? If R square value is very less or the correlation is very less, then again we have to test it, we have to train it. फिर से ट्रेन करना पड़ेगा. लड़का फेल हो जाएगा, उसको फिर से ट्रेन करना पड़ेगा. Once again you have to test him. If testing is very good, let us suppose if you have tested somebody's knowledge and it is 95, 96%, certainly he can go somewhere and he can do his own work. That means he can predict the things. Predict. तो हमारे आम लाइफ में भी यही होता है. हम लोग लर्न करते हैं, पहले सीखते हैं, है ना, किसी पैमाने पे उतरते हैं और तब दुनिया के सामने जाकर के कुछ प्रोजेक्ट करते हैं, है ना. ट्रेनिंग, टेस्टिंग एंड प्रेडिक्शन. So these three processes are very, very important in machine learning. Training, testing and prediction. Okay. So how it will be done mathematically? Certainly to do all these things for learning, there must be some, because those are numbers, those are data. Somehow we have to connect them. So connection cannot be done without mathematics or statics. So what happens? We must have some problem statement. For example, let us suppose if I want to model the temperature with pressure in this room. Temperature with pressure. So I will measure at many points. Let us suppose at 20 points we will measure the temperature also and pressure also. We will make some relation if the pressure is increasing, what is the effect on temperature? Is it increasing or decreasing? So certainly we will have some problem statement. What we want to do in hypothesis. For example, in hydroponic system, what we want to do? We want to regulate the pH. We want to regulate the light intensity. We want to regulate the DO content. So we have some objectives. So first of all, we have to choose that what is our objective. And then based upon that, we have to collect the data. Data what? Which type of data? Which already prevails in the environment. For example, we will take some data from here, that what is the pressure at this point and what is the temperature. We will go and we will collect many data, isn't it? So data collection is very important. What will happen in hydroponics? Hydroponics system में हम लोग hydroponics पे डायरेक्ट नहीं जाएंगे, लेकिन उसका बेसिक डाटा कलेक्ट करेंगे कि if the pH is this, how it will impact the growth. So we will collect those data. When the data is collected, then what happens? Feature selection, which type of algorithm we will apply, and then we will do the model selection, which type of mathematical model or machine learning model we will have. Then we will train, we will once again we will come back, train and test, and then we will predict. So with data we do this type of things. Okay, this machine learning, it is not a new phenomenon. We already use it. है ना? We have lot of satellite data, है ना? About the crops. For example, we can use it in yield prediction. We can use it in disease and weed detection, crop recognition. Certainly, for these three different type of information, we need data at different resolutions, which is obtained by the satellite or any system. Not the same pixel can be used. We can use it for irrigation and water uses in agriculture, soil water monitoring, weather prediction system, we can use it. And so certainly we can use for soil erosion and control, pesticide and fertilizers, organic carbon prediction, and ML. How we will do it? We will do it by using the mathematics. We will do it by using the statics. Some philosophy is there, and some computer science is there. Why this philosophy is there? है ना? तो philosophy को जानने के लिए I will give an example. We will come later. There is an algorithm which is known as particle swarm optimization algorithm. PSO, generally it is called particle swarm. What is swarm? What is swarm? SWAR, group of, है ना? Exactly, group of organisms. There are some organisms which always move in group. For example, ant, birds, fish. They always move in groups. So, what is the idea behind developing the PSO? So, you see that some of the birds from Siberia, it used to fly to India. What is the distance they cover? Approximately more than 3,000. But every year they fly from there and they reach the same spot every year, isn't it? And how they travel? They travel in the swarm. So, how the scientists think that how they are traveling, that means if there are 1,000 birds, they must be communicating with each other. Without communication, some birds can go somewhere else. Some birds, so every bird cannot reach here. If the 1,000 birds is reaching here, that means birds are communicating with each other. And how they are communicating? So there must be some one leader in the whole swarm. And what is the main purpose of that leader? To reach towards the food. To reach towards the food. And every other bird is communicating with him. Wherever he is moving, the same birds is also moving in the same direction. Communication. And they are moving towards the food. So in mathematics, that food is the optimal solution or control solution where we want to need, where we want to reach. And those birds are somehow the population sizes, which randomly has been chosen as the solution. And one solution is compared with another, and in this way, the best solution tries to reach the maximum towards the optimal solution. That's why it is philosophy. It has been taken from there only. For example, genetic algorithm. Genetic algorithm is inspired from the genes we have, from the Darwin's theory, isn't it? What is the Darwin's theory?
Survival of the fittest.
Fittest, survival of the fittest. So that is a philosophy. So in this type of machine learning algorithm, there is philosophy. We have some philosophy, and those philosophy has been metaphorically converted into algorithms. You take any algorithm, you will see that there is some philosophy, and those philosophy has come from the nature only. Nature. Okay, once again it is distorted. Classification of machine learning algorithms. Basically, there are many different types of machine learning algorithms. Machine learning का आज एक बहुत बड़ा market है. I think you know, very big market. When we call artificial intelligence, है ना? You can see that on your mobile systems, है ना? On your computer system, internet system, chat GPT, whatever you take the name. Everywhere you are seeing those AI, and those AI are captured in these algorithms only. They are preparing those programming algorithms, they are running it in the backside, and are getting some results. So यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ था supervised algorithm, है ना? फिर unsupervised algorithm और enforcement algorithm, isn't it? Supervised का मतलब क्या हुआ? Supervised, what is the meaning of supervised? Let us suppose if I have to go from here to Rudrapur I have to go, and I don't know how to reach Rudrapur. So I will move some step and I will ask a person that what is the direction to go Rudrapur, isn't it? He has said that no, you follow the north direction, you will reach the Rudrapur. I have followed the north direction. Once again, I have asked somebody where how to go the Rudapur. So in this way, I have taken the help of some data, already existing data, already those data which is very truth, जो बहुत सही था, उसे पूछ के गए, guided. So उसको कहेंगे supervised. It is supervised. सुपरविजन में जब काम करते हैं, when we do thesis, so कहते हैं ना सुपरवाइजर हैं, है ना? Why he is supervisor? Because he is supervising, he is telling you something. Unsupervised, unsupervised का मतलब है you don't know, है ना? So you have to go to Rudrapur and you don't know the direction. Somehow you are going from here to here, so you are making a lot of mistakes. Somehow you are reaching there by using some compass or whatever may be, but nobody truly tell you that what is the direction to go Rudrapur. So that is unsupervised, है ना? Unsupervised. तो कहो कि नहीं इसकी जरूरत क्या है अनसुपरवाइज्ड की? जब गाइडेड कोई करने के लिए है ही, when somebody is there to guide you, supervise you, what is the need of unsupervised? So there is need of unsupervised. For example, let us suppose if we have dense forest and human cannot go, we cannot go there, but we want to know that which portion of the forest is burned. फॉरेस्ट का कौन सा पार्ट जो है वो बर्न्ड हो गया है, जल गया है, एंड वी आर नॉट एबल टू रीच देयर. सर्टेनली वी विल डिपेंड अपॉन सम प्री एग्जिस्टिंग डाटा. कुछ ना कुछ जो होगा प्री एग्जिस्टिंग डाटा पे ही डिपेंड करेगा, और पिक्सल जो हम लोग का सैटेलाइट डाटा होगा उसमें पिक्सल को हम वही वैल्यू देंगे, वी विल गिव द वैल्यू विच इज नॉट टोटली ट्रू. So that is unsupervised. Let us suppose somewhere the flood has come, and we want to know that how many area is surrounded by the flood water. We cannot go everywhere, we cannot take the data. So we have to depend upon the unsupervised learning. So unsupervised learning is equally important as compared to supervised learning, isn't it? So we will not talk too much about it, we will see some examples of this. Okay. So as we are discussing these machine learning algorithms, many of it is nature based algorithm. For example, we have neural network. Neural network is very important as far as the hydroponics is concerned. What is neural network? So it is related to our neurons. If you have gone through the biology, I am not a biology student, but हमारा नर्व कैसे काम करता है? तो नर्व टुकड़ों टुकड़ों में है ना बटा हुआ रहता है. One neuron give information to the other neuron, है ना? Another neuron give information to the other neuron. In this way, from our tip, somebody has touched it, the information goes to the brain. So infinite number of, not infinite, but many number of neurons are connected in our nerves. From there, the scientists had got the idea that it can be used in classification and regression problem. So it has come as neural network. We call it artificial neural network, ANN, very famous algorithm, isn't it? So it is basically inspired by the nature. And this particle swarm algorithm, we have talked about it. Genetic algorithm, it is related to the chromosomes, isn't it? Ant colony algorithm, you have seen the ants, how they move, they are very civilized and they are moving. एक अभी रिसर्च से पता चला कि ants एक दूसरे का they are just doing the operations also, एक दूसरे पे ऑपरेशन भी परफॉर्म करते हैं. लेटेस्ट अभी का न्यूज है, isn't it? So algorithms, firefly algorithms, रात को जो जुगनू जलता है वो किस प्रकार से मूवमेंट करता है उस पे बेस्ड एल्गोरिथम. What is the motive of all these algorithms? The motive of all these algorithms is to predict something, to make accurate predictions, isn't it? Okay, and those algorithms cannot be written if we do not have a good control on some of the softwares, some of the programming software. For example, MATLAB, if we know the MATLAB, we can program. So these all are programming languages, isn't it? MATLAB, Jupyter Notebook, it is very famous nowadays. Jupyter, Python, Python programming, R programming, C++ programming, Java programming. So whatever the natural algorithms or ML algorithms we have talked about, those cannot be possible if we don't know the another programming language. आपको एक प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज को सीखना बहुत टफ है ना? Nowadays it is very easy. There are a lot of source code which is available. Just you have to know the basic ideas. For example, GitHub. I think you know GitHub. GitHub में सारे codes रहते हैं. Chat GPT में भी codes रहते हैं available, isn't it? Exactly. आपको बस सिर्फ यूज करना आना चाहिए, है ना? आपको बस सिर्फ यूज करना आना चाहिए, कहाँ पे आपको इनपुट डालना है ना? और कैसे उसको मोल्ड करना है. ब्लाइंडली तो उसको यूज नहीं कर सकते हैं. वी कैन नॉट यूज, बिकॉज व्हेन वी यूज दिस टाइप ऑफ एल्गोरिथम्स, इसमें बहुत सारे पैरामीटर्स होते हैं और वो पैरामीटर को पहले ट्यून करना पड़ता है. अगर आपने किसी भी प्रॉब्लम पे ब्लाइंडली यूज कर लिया तो इट विल नेवर गिव अ गुड रिजल्ट. यू हैव टू ऑलवेज ट्यून इट. Okay. So now we will talk some of the machine learning algorithms which is used, जो कि यूज हाइड्रोफोनिक्स में होता है ना? अभी तक तो हम लोग टॉक कर रहे थे कि जनरल ML algorithms के बारे में. So these are the if you will go and see the papers, research papers, you will find that a lot of work on hydroponics has been done using these algorithms: linear regression, artificial neural network, support vector machine, random forest, genetic algorithm. Isn't it? Linear regression is one of the simplest type of machine learning. And what happens in linear programming? We have one input and we have one output, isn't it? And certainly this is connected by some data. If we have a prediction line, that prediction line have an equation, and then equation can be solved for input data, है ना? Input data. So how in this slide, just I have tried to explain that how we will come to a best fit line, isn't it? If we have some data, let us suppose these green lines, these green points show the data, and we want a best fit line. What should be the ideology behind it? So what the algorithm do, they take a arbitrary data and they want to find out that what is the distance between this line and all the points. उसको वो सम करते हैं. नेक्स्ट इक्वेशन में आप इसको देखोगे. सो प्रेडिक्शन लाइन यहाँ पे क्या है? W इक्वल टू, लाइन का इक्वेशन क्या था? Y इक्वल टू mx प्लस c. दिस टाइप ऑफ थिंग इज देयर. दिस इज द C and this is the M, है ना? दिस इज द M. हाउ वी हैव टू डिसाइड दिस M? दिस M को हमको इस प्रकार से डिसाइड करना है ताकि सब सारे पॉइंट से उसका मिनिमम डिस्टेंस हो, और वही हम इसको नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में फ्रॉम द इक्वेशन आई हैव ट्राइड टू शो. सो दिस इज yi माइनस जो पहला इक्वेशन था, ये वाला जो इक्वेशन था y, बाकी सभी को हम लोग क्या किए, इसको उठा करके ये दिस सिग्मा जो है वो एरर है ना? ये जस्ट डिमॉन्स्ट्रेशन के लिए है. अदरवाइज जब आप एक्सेल पे यूज करते हो तो ये सब की जरूरत पड़ती ही नहीं, है ना? इसकी जरूरत पड़ती ही नहीं. आपके पास x डाटा होता है, y डाटा होता है, आप प्लॉट कर देते हो. लेकिन उसके पीछे का फिलॉसफी ये रहता है कि यू हैव टू मिनिमाइज दिस सिग्मा. दिस इज द एरर, सिग्मा एरर. उसको मिनिमाइज करने के लिए देखो ये सिग्मा स्क्वायर किए, है ना? एंड वी हैव गॉट दिस. उसको हम लोग डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे, देन वी विल गेट दिस W0 and W1, which is the W0 and W1, और एक ऑप्टिमल सॉल्यूशन वी विल फाइंड आउट, है कि नहीं? लेकिन इतनी ये जो मैथमेटिकल रिप्रेजेंटेशन अभी हम दिखा रहे हैं, दैट इज नॉट नीडेड इन एक्सेल. You simply you need the x data, you need the y data, you उसका हम लोग स्कैटर प्लॉट करते हैं और बेस्ट फिट लाइन ड्रॉ कर देते हैं. यही करते हैं ना? और नेक्स्ट डाटा के लिए हम लोग चाहें तो उसको प्रेडिक्ट कर सकते हैं. एनी प्रॉब्लम?
सेकंड वाला ग्राफ है वो भी स्कैटर प्लॉट ही है.
ये सेकंड जो प्लॉट है ना? ये जो दूसरा प्लॉट है, ये इस दोनों में फर्क क्या है कि हम इसको एक इनपुट और एक आउटपुट के लिए यूज किए हैं. ये मल्टीपल इनपुट के लिए. तो मल्टीपल इनपुट का मतलब क्या? फॉर एग्जाम्पल एक इनपुट एक आउटपुट का मतलब क्या हुआ कि टेम्परेचर का प्रेशर से क्या रिलेशन है. लेट अस सपोज इफ वी वांट टू मेजर द प्रेशर बाय यूजिंग टेम्परेचर, सो व्हाट इज द रिलेशन? लेकिन अगर हम मेरे पास डाटा है वॉल्यूम और टेम्परेचर, और हम मेजर करना चाहते हैं प्रेशर कितना है, तो दो इनपुट हो गया ना. उसी प्रकार अगर हम मेरे पास 3 डाटा है और एक इनपुट डाटा आउटपुट डाटा है तो कैसे मॉडल करेंगे? सो वन बाय वन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, वेरी इजी, one input one output. But if we have multiple inputs,
more than three also.
exactly, we can have. That's why it cannot be drawn in terms of line. It will have a hyperplane type of thing, plane system. And
Many points in phase plane, there will do 3 points. Like you are predicting one thing and you have two variables.
to
Pressure, volume और temperature.
हाँ हाँ
चौथा अगर लेके आएंगे तो उसको कैसे प्लॉट करेंगे?
वो उसको प्लॉट दिखेगा नहीं, वो तभी उसको कहते हैं हाइपर प्लेन। दैट दिस इज, अगर हमको दो या दो से ज्यादा वेरिएबल है, 3 वेरिएबल है, तब तो एक प्लेन में ढल जाएगा, प्लेन में ढल जाएगा। लेकिन अगर ज्यादा वेरिएबल देन इट कम्स इनटू हाइपर प्लेन, और उसको हम लोग सपोर्ट वेक्टर मशीन एक एल्गोरिथम है उससे डील करते हैं, है ना। सर्टेनली उसको हम लोग प्लॉट नहीं कर पाएंगे, है ना। 3D तक तो प्लॉट, जैसे 3 डायमेंशन है प्लॉट कर सकते हैं, 4 डायमेंशन को कहाँ से प्लॉट करेंगे, 5 डायमेंशन को कहाँ से प्लॉट करेंगे, इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल। बट उसका हाइपर प्लेन बना सकते हैं, वी कैन ड्रॉ सम हाइपर प्लेन, एक इक्वेशन आ जाएगा, isn't it? We can draw some equations type of thing. Okay. ये यहाँ पे कुछ समथिंग इज जस्ट यहाँ से चला गया, है ना। इसको हम बनाए थे, क्या था ये? नेचर इंस्पायर्ड एल्गोरिथम आर सेट ऑफ नो। ये ग्राफ को हाँ बताइए।
उसी जो पेज था उसी पे टैग कीजिए।
अच्छा, नहीं आ रहा ऐसा। ओके, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। इसमें हम बस सिर्फ ये दिखाए थे कि नेचर इंस्पायर्ड जो मशीन लर्निंग है उसमें कौन कौन से एग्जांपल्स हो सकते हैं, है ना। किसको कहते हैं, प्रीवियस स्लाइड का ही एक तरीके का फॉर्म था, है ना। ओके, नाउ विल टॉक अबाउट समथिंग अबाउट एएनएन, है ना, आर्टिफिशियल न्यूरल नेटवर्क। सो आई थिंक यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस डायग्राम, है ना। दिस इज बायोलॉजिकल न्यूरॉन, isn't it? In biological neuron, we have some, let us suppose if this is the input, है ना, so when we will give some input, it can travel to a neuron at this point, and this is connected with another neuron. So this is the simplest neuron, isn't it? And in this way, the information is penetrating. If we want to model the same thing in mathematical equation, certainly we will have some input data, and we will have some weights associated with it. If these weights are written in this way, so let us suppose we have input x0, x1, x2, xm, something like this. What is this weight? I am talking about the weight. What is this weight? So weight is that arbitrary value which is given so that it can be modeled to get the optimal solution, isn't it? That's why we have written this in terms of W weight, whatever the weights is given, multiply this x0, isn't it? So in artificial neural network, what happens that the weight and the input, they multiply to each other, they pass through some function to give the output result. And in the whole process, what we have to model? We have to model this W. We have to change this W, or we have to predict the W. And this prediction, who will make the prediction? Prediction will be made by the programming, that algorithm, isn't it? Okay, genetic algorithm. Similarly, what is this genetic algorithm? We have talked about this. It is basically depend upon the Darwin's principle of natural selection, है ना। क्या कहता है वो selection? कि if there are organisms that reproduce, if offspring inherit traits from their proponents, if there is variability of traits, है ना, I think you understand this. ये सब होगा, then those members of the population with less adaptive traits will die out. यही तो है ना natural selection. Then इसका result क्या होगा? Then those members with more adaptive traits, है ना, will thrive, isn't it? So this analogy or this philosophy, it has been taken into account, and in short term we can say that the select the best, discard the rest, isn't it? Select the best, discard the rest. ओके, सो वहां से 3 फिलॉसफी को कैरी आउट किया गया। क्या? पॉपुलेशन, इनिशियल पॉपुलेशन, पॉपुलेशन सिलेक्शन होगा, सिलेक्शन के बाद क्रॉस ओवर होगा, म्यूटेशन होगा, जो बेस्ट फिट होगा वो सर्वाइव करेगा, जो सर्वाइव नहीं करेगा वो चला जाएगा, और ये वापस से ये पूरा प्रोसेस चलता रहेगा। कब तक चलता रहेगा? जब तक कि बेस्ट फिट सॉल्यूशन या बेस्ट फिट स्पेसिस न मिले। तो जेनेटिक एल्गोरिथम में भी कुछ ऐसा ही होता है, इजंट इट? सर इसमें डिफरेंस क्या है? लेट अस सपोज इसमें कुछ लिखने, पेन लिखने वाला टाइप का नहीं है क्या? राइट हैंड साइड।
सर बोर्ड पे लगा हुआ है, फिजिकल पेन है, लेफ्ट हैंड साइड सर, फिजिकली पेन लगा हुआ है बोर्ड पे साइड।
ओके ओके गुड।
सर वहां से सेलेक्ट करना
यहाँ से ओके। सो जस्ट आई एम डिमोन्स्ट्रेटिंग ये कैसे काम करता है प्रोसेस। लेट अस सपोज वी हैव टू नंबर 8 और 10, 8 और 10, और मैथमेटिकली इसको हमको म्यूटेट करना है। इफ आई वांट टू म्यूटेट इट मैथमेटिकली एंड आई वांट टू मेक अ न्यू पॉपुलेशन आउट ऑफ 8 और 10, ठीक है, कैसे करेंगे? तो पहले 8 को हम कन्वर्ट करेंगे बाइनरी नंबर्स में। कैसे करते हैं बाइनरी नंबर्स में कन्वर्ट? तो 8 को पहले 2 से डिवाइड करेंगे, है ना? तो ये 4 आएगा, ये 0 लिखेंगे। फिर यहाँ 2 से डिवाइड करेंगे, 2 आएगा, यहाँ 0 लिखेंगे। फिर 2 से डिवाइड करेंगे, ये कितना आएगा? 1, ये आएगा ना? तो इसको हम लोग लिखेंगे तो क्या हो जाएगा? 1 0 0, है ना? ये 2 का पावर 0, 2 का पावर 1, 2 का पावर 2। तो देखो ये आया कि नहीं आया? नहीं आया। कहाँ आया? 8 कैसे आ रहा है? 0 1 2, ये भी 0 होगा। नाउ इट विल कम 1 0 0 0। सो 2 का पावर 0, 2 का पावर 1, 2 का पावर 2, 2 का पावर 3, यही तो आएगा। ये इसे मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे, इसे मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे, है ना? सो इट विल कम 8 आएगा ना? तो नंबर क्या होगा? 8 का नंबर क्या होगा? सो इसको अगर हम लोग एक क्रोमोसोम बनाते हैं, सो वी विल राइट it here something like 1 1 0 0 0। ये 8 को रिप्रेजेंट किया। उसी प्रकार 10 को कौन रिप्रेजेंट करेगा? है ना? 10 को क्या रिप्रेजेंट करेगा? 1 0 1 0, ये होगा, ये हो जाएगा 2, हाँ ये होगा, ठीक है कि नहीं? सो व्हाट हैपेंस दैट वी हैव कन्वर्टेड द सॉल्यूशन इनटू सम बिट्स। इसको हम लोग क्रोमोसोम कहेंगे, वी कॉल इट अ क्रोमोसोम, इसको क्रोमोसोम कहेंगे, है ना? सो दीज टू, नाउ दीज टू पॉपुलेशन, इसको पॉपुलेशन इन जनरल टेक्निकल टर्म में कहते हैं, ये दोनों पॉपुलेशन क्या होगा? म्यूटेट करेगा। सो म्यूटेट का रूल होगा, देयर मस्ट बी सम रूल ऑफ म्यूटेशन। फॉर एग्जांपल व्हाट कैन बी द रूल? सो लेट अस सपोज द रूल इज दैट we will make the changes at the third bit of the chromosome, third bit of the chromosome, है ना? थर्ड बिट को हम लोग चेंज करेंगे। चेंज कैसे करेंगे? तो चेंज करेंगे कि थर्ड बिट को फोर्थ से कन्वर्ट कर देंगे और इसको इससे कन्वर्ट कर देंगे, म्यूटेशन कर देंगे, म्यूटेट कर देंगे। म्यूटेशन का कुछ रूल रहेगा, है ना? तो रूल रहेगा, तो देखो इसमें पॉपुलेशन अब क्या बन गया? अब पॉपुलेशन ये अगर यहां पे जाएगा तो क्या बन जाएगा? 1 0, है ना? 0 1, यू हैव गॉट अ न्यू पॉपुलेशन, है ना? और इसका वैल्यू क्या होगा? इसका वैल्यू होगा 9। सो यू सी फ्रॉम 8 10 यू हैव गॉट अ न्यू वैल्यू 10। तो ये सिर्फ 2 सॉल्यूशन नहीं रहेगा, वहां पे रहेगा 1000 सॉल्यूशन। अच्छा ये समझ में नहीं आया। बाइनरी हम लोग करते हैं ना, 2 से डिवाइड करते रहते हैं, है ना? इससे फॉर एग्जाम्पल 8 है, तो इसको 2 से डिवाइड करेंगे, वी विल डिवाइड फ्रॉम 2, है ना, सो वी विल सर्टेनली वी विल गेट 4, रिमाइंडर हम लोग यहाँ पे लिखते रहेंगे, तो रिमाइंडर कितना होगा इसका 0, फिर 2 से डिवाइड करेंगे, तो ये कितना आएगा 2, रिमाइंडर कितना होगा 0, फिर 2 से करेंगे, है ना, तो रिमाइंडर कितना होगा 0, और कितना बार लगेगा ये 1, 2 1 जा 2, है ना, 2 1 जा 2, और ये हट जाएगा, और इसको फिर बैक तरीके से लिखते हैं, इस डिजिट को उलट करके लिखते हैं, तो ये उलट करके लिखेंगे तो 1 0 0 0, किसी भी नंबर को ऐसे लिखा जाता है ना, यू डिवाइड इट बाय 2, divide by 2 and you see that what is the remainder which is coming, है ना, लास्ट तक कब तक जाएंगे, जब तक कि लास्ट में 1 आना जाएगा, कोई भी नंबर को 2 से डिवाइड करेंगे तो लास्ट में 1 आना ही आना है ना, आना ही है, फिर इसको बैक करके लिख देंगे, उसी प्रकार हम इस नंबर को भी लिखे, 10 को भी लिखे, वैसे है कि नहीं, सो दीज टू नंबर्स, सो ये दोनों कौन था, तो ये दोनों पेरेंट था इन टर्म्स ऑफ जेनेटिक एल्गोरिथम, पेरेंट था, पेरेंट को हम लोग क्या किए, म्यूटेट करवा करके we have developed we have used some rules, crossover का कोई रूल बनाए, और उस रूल से what we have got a offspring, offspring, offspring अच्छा है कि खराब है, डिपेंड करेगा किस पे, कि हम लोग चाहते क्या हैं, what we want, है ना, what is our optimal, let us suppose हम चाह रहे थे कि वैल्यू जो हो वो किसी भी एंगल से 15 से कम ना हो, जो हमारा रिजल्ट हो वो 15 से कम ना हो, तो इस सॉल्यूशन को क्या करेंगे, ये डिस्कार्ड कर देंगे, क्योंकि ये 9 आया है ना, जो कि आउटफिट है, ये फिट नहीं है, हमको 15 से ज्यादा चाहिए था, तो वैसे वैसे करके हम लोग पॉपुलेशन क्रिएट करते हैं और सॉल्यूशन क्रिएट करते हैं, इसको डिस्कार्ड करके बाकी, सो दिस इज नॉट अबाउट द 2 नंबर्स ओनली, whenever we have the machine learning or something like this, हम लोग सॉल्यूशन का जो पार्ट लेते हैं, जो पॉपुलेशन लेते हैं, वो थाउजेंड्स में लेते हैं, रैंडम जो सॉल्यूशंस लेते हैं, इट इज वेरी हाई, तो उस केस में नंबर को क्रिएट करना और उसको फिर डिस्कार्ड करना या उसको एक्सेप्ट करना वो इजी हो जाता है, इट बिकम वेरी इजी, तो दिस इज बाइनरी जेनेटिक एल्गोरिथम, और उसी प्रकार एक होता है रियल नंबर बेस्ड जेनेटिक एल्गोरिथम, वो थोड़ा डिफरेंट है ना, दिस इज इजी, दिस इज समहाउ इजी, है ना, ये आप चाहो तो इसमें पॉपुलेशन बना सकते हो, कर सकते हो, जेनेटिक एल्गोरिथम को पढ़ सकते हो, इट इज वेरी इजी, है ना, ओके अब ये जाएगा वापस, कैसे हो आगे कैसे जाएगा, एग्जैक्ट लास्ट ऑप्शन, एग्जिट, सो एग्जिट, तो पूरा एग्जिट हो गया, है ना, ये कहाँ गया होगा, सो वेयर इट हैज गॉन, मैडम का भी क्लास है ना, ये हाइड्रोफोनिक्स में, हाँ ओके, हम लोग लगता है यहीं पे थे, यहीं पे, हाँ यहीं पे, ठीक, यहीं पे थे, हाँ ओके, सो have you got it, in genetic algorithm क्या कहते हैं, once I have gone for a lecture to some hello, lecture of genetic algorithm to some biology people, and they have said that how it is linked with genetics, it is not genetics, so I've said that this is certainly not genetics, but we use the concept philosophy only, that we will have some chromosomes, and those chromosomes will be written in terms of binary numbers, we will have our own type of mutation systems, we will have some programming on the, we will have some rules for the mutation, and then we will create some new type of population. So numbers can also create a new number, isn't it? Numbers can also create a new number by using some ideology, and that ideology is the genetic algorithm. Have you got it? Okay, so this is the simple algorithm of flow chart of uh, genetic algorithm. So initial population, there will be some initial population which will be created by the programmer, and if the convergence, what is the meaning of convergence here? That if you have reached the optimal solution or not. If you have reached the optimal solution, there is no problem, you stop. And if you have not reached the optimum solution, then you have to select, you have to reproduce. You have seen that how I make reproduce a new number, isn't it? And then after reproduction, once again it will go into the loop. Once again it will see that the solution is optimal or not. If it is optimal, it will stop. Otherwise, it will keep on increasing the new population. And in this way, the best solution will survive, and rest of the solution that will be discarded somehow. This is a decision tree. Decision tree. A decision tree algorithm, isn't it? So we have seen tree which is straight, but this is somehow inverted. है ना? What is the basic idea of the decision tree? Just इसको हम लोग ऐसे समझते हैं कि let us suppose my main aim is to give a examination, है ना? And what is the condition? So let us suppose there is a student. कहाँ से आएगा वो? Pen. So it has come. है ना? So exam, I will see that I will able to give, some student is able to give exam or not on a certain day. So exam is the main purpose, and for examination he have to come to a hall. Exam कहीं ना कहीं तो देगा, है ना? Hall. So और वो लड़का एग्जाम देने के लिए बाहर निकला है, तो वो हॉल भी जा सकता है और वो स्टेडियम भी जा सकता है. स्टेडियम भी जा सकता है. कभी कभी होता है ना, तैयारी नहीं है कि नहीं? So if he has come to the hall, then he will get some question. If he will able to solve, let us suppose 30%, then he's fail. If he has able to solve it up to 45% or 50%, he's pass somehow. Again, that student who has gone to the stadium, certainly what will happen? उसको तो calculate करेंगे ही नहीं, है ना? We will not calculate that person, isn't it? तो आप इसमें देख रहे हो कि ये एक तरीका जो एल्गोरिथम बन रहा है, ये इनवर्स एल्गोरिथम टाइप का लग रहा है कि जो नोड है आपका यहाँ पे है, रूट यहाँ पे है, एग्जाम वहां होना है ना? वो रूट है, और बाकी आपका सॉल्यूशन कंडीशन वाइज नीचे की हुआ है. तभी उसको हम लोग इन्वर्टेड ट्री से दिखाए थे. डिसीजन ट्री, ये ट्री है, डिसीजन ले रहे हैं. सो वन स्टूडेंट विल पास और फेल. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल डिपेंड किस पे करेगा? एग्जाम पे. ही हैज गॉन टू द हॉल और स्टेडियम. इफ ही हैज गॉन टू स्टेडियम, देन सर्टेनली वो उसका एग्जाम नहीं होगा. अगर हॉल में गया है तो भी फिर कंडीशन है कि वो क्वेश्चन पेपर मिला तो उसको कितना नंबर आया? He has got 30% or he has got 35%, isn't it? So it is inverted tree type of thing. That's why it is known as decision tree. That is known as. Okay. It is. We have to. Oh, okay. So 5 minutes I will complete it, and then. अब ये वापस कैसे आएगा? ये सेव कर दें. नहीं, ये सेव तो फिर इसको एग्जिट कर देते हैं. एग्जिट. हाँ हाँ, नहीं ये मेरा नहीं है, ये नीचे वाला. हाँ यही था. ठीक है ना? ओके. Okay, have you got it? So in decision tree, what happens that the root node is at the top, and decision is taken with the help of some leaf. So decision tree induction is a simple but powerful learning paradigm. And this is I have told you by some different example. There's some another example is shown, isn't it? Method to split data decision. ओके ये आया ही नहीं है ना. एक केस स्टडी कैसे हम लोग यूज करते हैं हाइड्रोफोनिक सिस्टम में. तो इन हाइड्रोफोनिक सिस्टम्स वी हैव टॉक्ड अबाउट कि हम लोग को सेंसर होगा, है ना, टेम्परेचर सेंसर, CO2 सेंसर, ह्यूमिडिटी सेंसर, रिनाइल सिस्टम, isn't it? And it is modeled by using some camera. You can see that in this experiment what happens that this is using NFT supply. तो ये टैंक से वाटर जाना है किसमें, इसमें है कि नहीं, इसमें जाना है. तो these are tank system, and these tanks are controlled by using some AI, isn't it? You see there's some camera which is used here. वो कैमरा क्या करेगा, उसका इमेज लेगा, इमेज लेकर के प्रिडिक्शन करेगा. So these are the camera which is installed. You see वो जो कैमरा है किस प्रकार से वो he can take the good images of the plants, and then by using some algorithms you see that they are able to identify that what is the diameter of those crops, है ना. And based upon the diameter and different features they can able to predict what is the productivity and what is the yield of those crops, isn't it? So final point is conclusive remarks is that AI and ML is important in hydroponic systems. Why? Because it optimizes the growth conditions. It increases the yield and efficiency, है ना. It can detect the diseases also, है ना. It is a predictive analytics, and for automation it is important, isn't it? So that's all from my side. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. अच्छा इसके बाद भी था, कोई बात नहीं. Okay, have a nice day. Thank you.